There are more stars out there than grains of sand on every beach on Earth. So tonight, ask yourself one simple question. Where is everybody? The math says the galaxy should be crowded, loud, full of life. Instead, every telescope we point at the sky hears the same thing. Silence. Total silence. This is the most unsettling question in all of science, and every answer to it is either thrilling or absolutely terrifying. Stay with me, because by the end, you will understand why our empty sky might be the loudest warning we have ever received. It all began with a simple question asked over lunch by one of the greatest minds who ever lived. In 1950, the physicist Enrico Fermi was having lunch with colleagues. They were joking about aliens. And then Fermi went quiet, did some math in his head, and asked the question that has haunted us ever since. Where is everybody? If the universe is so vast and so old, why has no one in all that time ever shown up? Nobody had a good answer. They still don't. To feel why this is so strange, you have to feel the numbers, and the numbers are almost impossible to believe. Our galaxy alone holds up to 400 billion stars, and most of them have planets. That means billions of worlds sitting in the comfortable zone where water can stay liquid. Now zoom out. There are around 2 trillion galaxies in the observable universe. 2 trillion. The number of Earth-like worlds isn't just large, it's beyond anything your brain can picture. The dice have been rolled trillions of times. In 1961, an astronomer named Frank Drake tried to turn this into an equation, a way to estimate how many civilizations out there might be trying to talk to us right now. Plug in hopeful numbers, and the galaxy should be humming with thousands of civilizations. Even cautious numbers still say we should not be alone. Astronomers now estimate our galaxy holds around 40 billion potentially habitable Earth-sized planets. 40 billion second chances at life. And the universe has had almost 14 billion years to let life try and try and try again. With that much space and that much time, one lonely result makes no sense at all. But it gets stranger. Because they shouldn't just exist, they should already be here. Imagine a civilization just a little older than us. Not magic, just spreading slowly, star to star, building probes, settling worlds. Even crawling along, they would fill the entire galaxy in a few million years. A few million years sounds huge, but the galaxy is over 13 billion years old. On that clock, colonizing everything is the blink of an eye. So they had time. All the time in the world. They wouldn't even need to come themselves. A single self-replicating probe could travel to a star, build copies of itself, and send those onward. Give it time, and a handful of machines becomes a fleet that touches every star. Which means the galaxy should already be settled. We should see their probes, their signals, their fingerprints on the stars. But we look, and there's nothing. For over 60 years, we have been listening as hard as we possibly can. It's called SETI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. Giant dishes sweeping the sky, scanning millions of channels, hunting for one signal that couldn't be natural. One hello. And we are not doing this half-heartedly. Modern projects like Breakthrough Listen scan millions of stars across billions of radio channels, gathering more data in a day than early searches managed in years. In 1977, for 72 seconds, we thought we heard it. A blast of radio so strong, the astronomer wrote one word beside it. Wow, it never came again. One maybe in 60 years. Apart from that one whisper, the sky has stayed perfectly, unnervingly quiet. The universe should be a party. Instead, it feels like an empty room. So thinkers came up with a chilling idea to explain the silence. They call it the Great Filter. The idea is simple and brutal. Somewhere between a dead rock and a galaxy-spanning civilization, there is a wall. A step so hard that almost nothing ever makes it through. And here is the part that keeps scientists up at night. We do not know if that wall is behind us or still ahead of us. That single question changes everything. The hopeful answer is that the wall is already behind us. Think about how many near impossible steps it took to make you. Dead chemistry had to spark into the first living cell. Simple cells had to merge into complex ones. Then came brains, tools, and finally us. Here's a clue from our own history. For nearly 2 billion years, life on Earth was stuck as nothing but simple single cells. 2 billion years of slime before anything complex appeared. That leap may be brutally hard. Any one of those leaps might be so rare that it almost never happens twice. Maybe life is common, but complex, curious, tool-building life is a one-in-a-galaxy fluke. If that's true, we're precious and nearly alone. It's a lonely thought, but it's the good news version, because it means the hardest part is already behind us. But there is a darker version of the story. What if the wall is still ahead? Maybe getting to where we are isn't the hard part. Maybe the hard part is surviving it. A civilization invents world-ending weapons, wrecks its own planet, or builds something it can't control and destroys itself. And we know how close it can get. Within a single lifetime, we built enough weapons to end ourselves many times over, and more than once we came terrifyingly close to using them. We are the experiment still running. If the filter is ahead, then every civilization climbs to our level, reaches for the stars, and then snuffs itself out. Over and over. That's why the sky is silent. Which means finding alien life could be terrible news. Here's the twist. If we found the ruins of a dead civilization on another world, it would prove the filter is ahead. And that our turn is coming. The emptier the sky, the better our odds. But maybe the silence isn't death at all. Maybe they are out there and staying quiet on purpose. One idea is called the zoo hypothesis. Advanced civilizations know we're here, but they leave us alone, watching quietly, the way we watch animals in a nature reserve. A darker idea is the dark forest. What if broadcasting your location to the universe is suicidal? What if everyone stays silent because the ones who called out first were the ones who got destroyed? In that story, silence isn't empty, it's fear. Or maybe they're not hiding at all. We just can't recognize them. A civilization a million years ahead of us might not use radio any more than we use smoke signals. Their messages could be all around us and we'd never know. And it makes you wonder. For the last 100 years, we have been shouting into the dark with our radio and our TV. Maybe that wasn't so wise. And then there's my favorite answer of all, the one that flips the whole thing on its head. What if the sky is quiet simply because we showed up early? The universe is only 13 billion years old, and stars will keep forming for trillions of years to come. On that timeline, we're not late. We're among the very first. And the best years may be yet to come. Small red dwarf stars burn slowly and can shine for trillions of years, far longer than our sun. The great age of life in the cosmos might not have even started. In that story, the galaxy isn't a graveyard. It's an empty stage before the show begins, and we might be the first ones to walk out onto it. Someone has to be first. Why not us? So which is it? And why should you care about a silence 1,000 light years away? Because every answer to the Fermi Paradox is really an answer about us. Are we rare? Are we doomed? Are we surrounded by silent watchers? Or are we the pioneers? We don't know yet, but we are the first generation with the tools to actually find out. New telescopes that can sniff the air of distant worlds for the signature of life. The answer is out there. We just have to keep looking. So the next time you look up at that quiet, endless sky, remember, that silence is not empty. It's a question, maybe the most important one we will ever ask. What do you think is really out there? Or not? Tell me below. And if this made you look at the night sky a little differently, subscribe. We've got a whole universe left to explain.